Please tell me I'm live. Please tell me I'm live. Now let's have a look over on YouTube to make sure you're here. Hi everybody, can you hear me? Sorry, I'm looking over here just to see if I can you hear me okay, everyone? Yes, I'm live. I've made it to YouTube again. I think I've made it to YouTube. Yay, yay, yay. Let me know if you need me to turn up my volume at all, because I've got right. Before we do anything, I'm going to go, hello, everybody. And then I'm going to go, if for any reason we do have any problems, don't go anywhere, because I've got I'm going to touch a lot of wood now. I've got a new streaming system, and touch wood, famous last words, it's been working perfectly. So if I do disappear for any reason, just don't go. I will come back, even if it takes me a minute or two or a couple of minutes to reset. Oh, good. I'm loud and clear and the volume is good. Is it nice and clear, everybody? Because this system is really cool. I'm super happy with it. I'm going to just show you something very quickly. If I do this, look at this. I know you're going to get my hand in the way, but, you know. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. You get me back again. How much fun is that? I love it. I love it. So I'm going to be turning away briefly because I'm going to say hello to everybody. I'm so happy. I'm so happy this has worked. So let's say hello to some people. Hi, Molly. Hi, Angie. Hi. I don't know who that is, but I think it's because you're on YouTube. It's the LJD29. Hello. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Molly. Hi, Karen. Hi, T-Scan. I'd say that's Trisha. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Emma. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Susan. Hi, Anne. Hi, Heather. Hi, Carol. Another Susan. Hi, Laura. Hi, Mandy. Mandy from up the road, isn't it? I'm sure it is Mandy. And those flowers lasted forever. They were amazing. Thank you. Hi, Hayley. Hi, Miriam. Hi, Janice. Hi, Pinky. Oh, I love your name, Pinky. That's a cool name. Hi, Carol. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Jan. Hi, Lynn. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to wait a few more minutes because I'm sure there'll be plenty more of you joining. Oh, look at this. Hi, Jan. Let's have a look. Hi, Nan. You're addicted now, aren't you? I can tell. Hi, Jennifer. Oh, I'm sorry your stuff didn't arrive in time. I checked our website. You didn't buy it from me, did you? Yeah, Danny's super quick, you see. So everyone gets used to the speed of Danny. I haven't yet, but I wish he was that speedy in the kitchen or cleaning the bath and things like that, but he's not. Excellent. So I'm not going to go through everybody because there's quite a few here tonight, which is lovely. Tonight we're demoing, obviously. We're going to have a busy night tonight, I think. So could you do me a favour? Could you like and could you share out for me? And I'll be honest with you, I did get a poke hard today from Dawn and Miriam because I've not sent out the last couple of live prizes, and it's totally my fault. It's been a bit of a manic couple of weeks, so I haven't forgotten, but I will get those out early next week. So again, like and share to be with the chance of winning an awesome prize. No, this is something else, and I keep doing this and I've got to stop doing that. So yeah, like and share for me, make a comment, and yes, that's all I think I need to tell you there. And I am going to be very slow with you all tonight. So if you've got time, stick with me. If not, you know you can always catch up afterwards. Hi, Kerry. Let's keep going. Hi, Nesta, Fatima, Christina. Right, so hello. So where are you all from then? Are we all local? Again, I love doing this. We do this every single week, and I want to know where in the world you are from. And I just want to see if we can spread... not me out, that sounds really bad, doesn't it? If we can spread the brand even further than it already is, because I know a lot of you follow me, but a lot of your friends probably don't even know I exist. We are global, but we're not that global. So the more people we can get watching and joining in, the better, I think. So let's keep going. I'm just going to stop because I cannot keep up with the comments. There is a lot of you here tonight, a lot of you. Right. So, hi from Arizona. I probably missed quite a few. Keep going down to the bottom. Haley Johnson, you shared to the wrong group. Share to Create and Craft as well if you want to share wherever you feel it is safe and you are not going to get into trouble. I don't want to get all of you into trouble. Ohio. What's the weather like abroad? It's been quite nice, but today it's not been so good here. Eagle Lake in Florida. Wow, we've got some Plymouth, Devon, Stockport, Dartford. I know that very, very well. Oh, Cotswolds. Wow, all over the place. Another one from Dartford. I used to live in Dartford. I used to live up by West Hill. Hi, Pat. How are you, my darling? I hope you're going to join in tonight. Oh, it's 82 degrees in Florida. I should be in Florida, really. I'm waiting for one of you to have a workshop out there and invite me over. It won't take me long to say yes, you know. Right, anyway, so lots of you here tonight. So we're going to be doing some crafting. We're not making a card. That's what I need to tell you first. So it's not a card making class. This is about you learning about what you have in your stash and your color combos and things. So a little bit of info for you. For those of you who are unsure where to find me, obviously I'm on YouTube and Facebook, but we are also trying, I don't know if it's work, I will check to see if Deborah was able to do it. We're going to stream to my website as well on the front page. Whether it's happened or not, I'm not sure. Have a look if you prefer to watch there, but it will be the link to YouTube. So either way, you're welcome to watch. I'm just going to make sure I'm going to go to my page and make sure I've shared it as well, because right page. So people who I can hear myself now. Let me turn that off. I can't turn myself off. Let me just share it. Copy the link. And then I will get that onto my timeline, which will then mean people who don't know where to find it can find it. There we go. So that's working now. Okay. Right. Okay. So the other thing I need to tell you, I'm going to look to see if it is there or not. I don't want to get anything wrong. Let me have a look at the online store. Oh, look, Deborah, it's amazing. We've got a link to YouTube. Thank you so much. And we should, let me have a look. Friday. Wow. I haven't looked at my website today and it looks amazing. Thank you, Deborah. And there's a big green square which says Friday Night Live products. And if you click on that, you'll see what we're using. You're going to see we've got the VersaFine Clair in stock now, and we've got some of the Distress Oxides in. Although speckled egg. Let me just double check something before we go ahead. That might be my fault. Oh, I didn't bring one up with me, did I? That's a bit rubbish of me. So speckled egg is on there as well. So there's lots for you to pick and choose from tonight. So pretty much all the distress oxides I will be using tonight are featured there. What I could get, I will warn you, there were many that I couldn't get my hands on, and there were many that there were very low stocks of. So what I've got is what I've got. I'm not suggesting that you have to have these, but some of you, I do know when you do watch, you look and you like, and you say, where can I get that? Oh, no. I'm not suggesting that you have to have these, but some of you, I do know. Talking to myself there. So some of you I do know like to get what I'm using. So if you do find you want to do that, there are some on the website for you. Now, I'm going to go take it really slow tonight. and I'm going to tell you what I've brought up with me and what I'm going to focus on. But remember what I said, you can use the two backgrounds, the blue and the pink one, the floral, I think it was roses, and fantasy floral embossing folders, not embossing folders at all, stencils if you want to, or anything you've got that's florally, it will work. Now, I'm going to move the comments down just in case there's anything that I'm missing that you need to hear from me. I will try and keep my eye on it, but well, if Dawn and Miriam and Deborah are around, that I'm sure they will ping me on WhatsApp or something, just in case there's anything I missed that I desperately need to talk to you about. Having said that, the four we are looking at tonight are predominantly the double tulip, the anemone, the rose, and the lily. Now, what I would say to you is use what you've got. If you like these, you can grab some of them, whatever is left. I will be using my extra smooth white card. Now, that is not available on my website. It will be on my show on Friday on Create and Craft. I've just managed to order some in. I've only got my A5 sheets here with me tonight, but you will see when I use this the difference it really makes, and it really does make a difference. So that's the extra smooth card. Again, this is not essential, and I literally grabbed it last minute. This is my A4 watercolor book. This is my own one that I've been using. This has just got my sparkle pens in it at the moment, and what I'll be doing is just showing you the difference with the watercolor card as well. I wasn't planning on doing that, so it is again available on the website. It's not on the Friday Night Live page, but it is available on the website if you are interested in that. And then of course, but it's none of this is essential, okay? Use what you've got at home if you want to. That is absolutely fine. And then, of course, we are going to be using our Ultimate, of course. Remember, with your magnets that are on the back. I've had lots more people saying, I'm trying to get hold of Create and Craft. I've got no magnets. They're on the back. So, basically, that's what you need. Obviously, some kind of blending brush. Now, I've picked up my stencil brushes. I've picked up some of my Wonder brushes. They're out of stock. I've just reordered them. They're going to take a while, and we will be selling these individually going forward because a lot of you are asking, particularly for the big ones. So we've separated the packs, and they will be coming individually when they do come in, but that won't be for about 12 weeks. But these are still available if you do need any of those. And again, the website or Create and Craft, they should be available, but they are coming back to TV on Friday if you can't get them. So if you haven't got an Ultimate, you can still do this with me. It's absolutely fine. There is nothing here that you can't do with your stash at home. So I'm just going to move my bits along and move myself along so I'm underneath the camera in a second. So let me just see if there's anything anybody needs to know. I can talk about stuff coming back in later, but yeah, as I just said, the bijou brushes, if they're not on my website, I do have some. I found another box of 268, so we do have some. There's none on the website, and Deborah's around. I'm sure she might be able to help us out, but if not, don't worry, I will get them loaded later on. Okay, are there any updates on Create and Craft orders? Karen, I probably won't talk about that tonight, but I will see what Danny can find out for you. Okay. La, 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 la. Right. I think we'll get into it. Should we get into it straight away? Right. Now, I'm going to flick you over. Excuse my arm if my arm comes in, but let's bring you down. Oh, you've got my arm. There we go. So let's bring my Ultimate up for a minute and let me go through some of the ink pads. Now, I'm going to move my drink out the way as well because I'm bound to be needing that tonight. I've got with me tonight Twisted Citron, Mowed Lawn. Okay, pop them there. Doesn't matter what colours you've got, it really doesn't. I've got Squeezed Lemonade and Mustard Seed. This is all I've got available. These are my own, so I haven't opened what's on the website for you guys. I've got carved pumpkin, and I've got rusty hinge. I adore this colour. I adore it. I adore it. I adore it. It's great not only for what we're doing, but what is coming up on Friday on TV. Just saying. Okay, and then we have got, I think I've got these colours right, Broken China and Blueprint Sketch. This is not many on the website, so if you want it and you haven't got it, I would definitely suggest you grab that one if you want it. It's no rush if you don't. Then we have Wilted Violet, we have Hickory Smoke, we have Picked Raspberry, we have Kitsch Flamingo. Now, I don't know where I put my oxide, but I have my ink, so I bought the ink with me as well. Doesn't matter, really doesn't matter. And then I've got my VersaFine Clair Black. Okay, that's the Nocturne. So again, you might have Stays On, you might have a Memento, you might have a Spectrum Noir. You've got your own things in your stash that you can use. Never worry about having exactly what I've got. If you want it, it's available. If you don't, it really doesn't matter. So we're going to move some of these out of the way. So a lot of these are going to go off camera. Let me move my mouse. Let me get my bits organised, because the camera's quite low, but I want to keep it low. I don't want to higher it up. If I higher it up, then you won't see me well enough. So let me bring a lot of these down. Let me get them in kind of colour order for you. So let's get 2 yellows together. Move the orange with the brown. Let's get the 2 pinks together. So there's no reason for me doing this other than I'm just being Lisa. I'm being a little bit fussy. I've got a purple there. Right, there's my blues and my blues. So let me wait and see. Have you all got colours that you want to use if you are following along? Let me have a look. I'm not going to go too fast, I promise you. I promise you. I'm just going to listen. I'm just going to sit and wait and see. You don't have to write it, Susie. You can always come back to it. And the ones I'm using, when I pick it up, I'll tell you the name. Also, if you go onto my website, on the front page, it will show you, or click on the Friday Night Live, and it will show you what colours we're using. Right, so you've got your colours. Where are the TV nails? Diana, have you not got one yet? I'm sending them out to all my customers. Look, aren't they terrible? I've had to take them off. I'm going to go totally off piece now. I think I've got menopausal nails, actually. My nails there, you can see what happens. Let's use that hand. But you can see here, I've got really, they break. So I can't even file them because they snap off, and they're doing funny things on my cuticles and on the nail beds at the moment. It's something to do with the menopause, apparently. So I'm being told. Okay. I need a new pokey pin for my rose gold tool. I bent mine. Oh, no, that's no good. Right, so I think I've given you enough time. Yeah, are we all set? Are we ready to go? I said to you I will try and pace it for you. No, I haven't taken my lid off, Shelley. There's my lid. You can see my camera pointing down as well. Okay, right, now, cardstock. Let's start with the cardstock. Now, I'm going to use, first of all, I'm going to take my watercolour card out. Now, mine, it doesn't matter. I didn't suggest you had this either, but I'm just going to take a piece out. So I've got some to use and I can talk to you about it. So this is my A4 hot press watercolour card. And probably can't see from that picture, but the hot press card doesn't have, you know, the little divots and the little orange peely kind of skin to it. Well, the hot press is lovely and smooth and flat. Okay, mine is slightly off-white. So, yeah, that's mine. But yeah, talking about stencil brushes, yeah, that's what would be handy if they're not on the website. Danny has just texted me to say he's come back from Lock and Store and he's found a box of 268 of the lovely stencil brushes. Okay, so that's your watercolour card. Now, this is my extra smooth card. And you can see straight away the difference in the whiteness of it. Okay. And there's a complete difference. It is absolutely, it's almost like a blue white, if that makes sense. Yeah, but it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's what you've got at home. If you've got your own smooth card, that's fine. If you look at mine, get different results, and you think mine looks better, you know, it will be available. If you think it looks worse, then you're lucky with what you've got and just stick with it. So that's your 2 cardstocks we're talking about. Now, what I'm going to do, we're going to start off, I think, we're going to start off with a blue tonight. Are we going to start off with a blue? No, we're not. We're not. I'm lying. We're going to start with yellow. And the reason we're starting with yellow is we're going to build up. Now, the light is going in here and it's going to get quite dark. So I want to do the yellow first so you can kind of see it, because I can already see that looks really pale and I've not even put any ink down. So we're going to start with the yellow. And I think we will, let's have a look at what we've got here. I think let's stick with the rose, actually. We're going to start with the rose. Now, if you have got a flower that's not a rose, it doesn't matter. It does not matter at all. I've just got a rose, so that's what I'm going to use. Mine's actually a new one. There's going to be some in here that you'll find that aren't new. Now, those of you who do have these will see you've got a little leaflet in there which gives you just a rough idea of the layers you've got and, you know, what goes first, second and third. Okay, it tells you how to use it with or without your Ultimate. This set has got its dies and it's got its stamps that go with it, but we're going to look at the stencils tonight. But if you want this, the beautiful solid black outline, that VersaFine Claire, the Nocturne, is going to be your best friend for this. Okay, so pop these to one side. So they're off screen just a minute. We're going to open our stencils. Now, I'm obviously doing mine on my Ultimate because I have an Ultimate, all right? But you don't have to if you don't have one. This is all about playing. This isn't about how to use the Ultimate. This isn't about anything other than how we use colour and to get the best results with what we've got in our stash, or to get our blending right, because I get told a lot of times, well, yours looks better than mine. And it's more a case of knowing your colours. I mean, you all know the colours I gravitate to. You all know that. And I will recap those as well, because I have got those in stock on purpose. And I only managed to get a few of all of those as well. But whatever I've got, I'm going to talk to you about. So let's start with the watercolour card. Now I'm going to pop that down. Okay, now use your smooth card if you want to, but I'm going to use the smooth card on the next one to show you the difference. Now, the watercolour card here, mine's too big. Right, let me just bring that up a minute. Let me just show you here. Oh, let me see if I can get there. Look, it's too big for my Ultimate, but it's not too big for my Ultimate because I'm fortunate to have that open end. So when I do that, it sticks out and I've got no lip there stopping it. So that's really, really handy. And that's one of the things that was really important to me when I got this. So I'm just using my silicone mat. I will be using my magnets. Let me bring those down. I'm just trying to, I've got so little room. I'm trying to work out how to lay things out. Bear with. There's 2 more inks over here. I've got ink everywhere. I'm never going to know where anything is in a minute. So if you can't, if I kind of go off camera a little bit, it's probably because I'm looking for an ink or a piece of card or something. So I've had to spread them around my desk. So let's leave that where it is now. Right. So I'm going to turn around. I'm now going to get comfy. You might get my head in some of this at some point. I'll do my best not to, but if I do, apologies. So let's bring in our first stencil. Now you can see with these, we've had this conversation before, but in the top left hand corner of yours you will find, see if I've got it there, see if I can get that. I'm not good for, like telly do it. Right there, just where my thumb is, if I move that, there's a number 1 and there'll be a number 2, 3, 4 all the way along. All right, so we're going to start with our number 1. And I'm going to concentrate on the larger flowers tonight. I mean, you can go in and use your smaller flowers when you're ready. So I've got my watercolour card down. And I'm going to put my 2 magnets down. And we're going to concentrate on yellows and how to build up the yellows. We're going to come in with the green round here because obviously yellow and grey are not going to make green. So where do we start? What colours do we start with? We start with squeeze lemonade. We then have mustard seed, and then we have hickory smoke. Little gem in your arsenal. If you don't have a grey in your arsenal, you do need a grey. Okay, grey is great for your shadows. If you can't get a grey, get a blue. If you can't get that one, go for the blueprint sketch. Okay, so on my desk, all I have are the 3 inks. I've got my stencil brushes. I'm going to bring in a couple of my blending brushes. I only really need the one. You can see that's my yellow brush already. And that's all we're going to need. So we've got our Ultimate, our silicone matte only. We've got our card. And then we have our stencil. And for ease for tonight, I've used my magnets. It's only because this is quite far back from where I'm sitting. I'm sitting back here where you can't even see. So I'm quite a way away from the actual area I'm working. Hence the reason I put my magnets down, just to make it a bit easier for me. So we start light. And where have I just put the inks? I've just moved. Oh, here they are. This is what I mean. This is what I mean. So let's pop them down here. Let's see if I can shift over just a tad. Just a tad. That's better. So I'm going to put them on top of each other. I wouldn't necessarily advocate you do it on here all the time because you've got 3 hinges and you don't want to put pressure on your hinges. It doesn't matter if you do, but you know, I prefer to do it on when I'm sitting here crafting. I will probably put my inks that side because it's easier. And your picture is poor now. It could be your internet, Susie, because mine's all right here, actually. Mine's all right here. It should be fine because I'm attached to I'm hardwired in as well, so it shouldn't be too bad. It could be your internet. I'll turn off any other devices I've got on here. I'll put it into airplane mode just in case. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. I want to turn Wi-Fi off just in case. I'll turn off my Wi-Fi just in case it's giving you any dodgy signal. So, as I said, I'd normally be on that side, but for tonight, because of what we're doing, this side. So, squeeze lemonade. Ink up your brush. This is a light colour. I'll tell you now, it's a light colour. All right. So if you don't see very much, that's the reason. But we will go into the darker colours after. So layer 1. Don't worry. This is the big thing. Don't worry about going over the leaves. Now that squeeze lemonade has come out quite nice on there. Can you see that? You can see it, can't you? You can see that yellow. All right. So that's layer 1. Now, I am actually going to put a little bit of that yellow on those leaves. And what this is going to do, this is going to give me almost like a seamless blend, if you like. Just pop that ink down like so. And that's it. All right. So that's all you need of your squeezed lemonade. All right. For now. So we'll take the squeezed lemonade, pop the lid back on, but keep it somewhere where we can get to it, because I might need it again. We are going to lift off stencil number 1, and you'll see, actually, you probably can't see as bright as I can, but we've got a good coverage there. So then we come in with stencil number 2. Now, we're going to lay these up, and we are now going to come in with the mustard seed. You can, if you want, or do I do it now? I'm just trying to think if you haven't got 2 yellows. Right, no, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go back in with the squeezed lemonade, and we're going to pretend you've got 1 yellow and you've got a grey. That's all you got. You've got these 2 colours. If you've got a 3rd one, you're lucky, and we can talk about that after. But we're going to say you've only got these 2 colours. So we're now going to go for the 2nd layer, and we are going to pop a lot more ink onto our brush, all right? Quite a lot more ink. And we're going to press heavier now. It's not about necessarily the quantity of ink you've got on, it's how hard you press, all right? So I'm pressing a lot harder here. All right. I can't imagine there'll be many comments now. There probably won't. Hopefully, many of you are crafting along. I hope you do. Hi, Soph. Hi, Riley, if you're watching. So we've gone in with the yellow. Now, we'll do the leaves afterwards, but as I said, we're talking about the flowers at the moment, and we know with our ultimate, it means I can come back in and not worry about lining things up. So lid back on, your squeeze lemonade, put this down, move that off, and let's see what we've got now. So straight away, although it's pale, you can already see just by additional pressure with 1 colour that you've started to get some shade in. So it's all about that pressure that you're using. So we're coming with number 3. Now we'll lay that down. Now this is where it gets a little scary, or you might feel it is, but please don't panic about this. We're going to come in with a grey. And what I'm going to ask you to do, I'm going to ask you to take the lid off your grey, and you're going to use a blending brush. So let me make sure this hasn't got too much blue on it. No, it had a little bit of blue on that, but it doesn't matter. So I've got any ink off I don't want. All right. So what I'm now going to do with this, I am going to literally grab some of my ink, and I know when I do that, it's going to be quite grey. All right, you can see that. Now we're going to take off predominantly everything we've got on here until it's really light. Now I can see that's got really light now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it to one side for a minute, and I'm going to come down onto this 3rd stencil, and I'm going to go over the top. All right, over the top of the flower. I can see already that it's worked. And I lift that up now because there's barely any ink on there, remember? You see that? So the grey gives a beautiful shadow, and you saw there was so little ink on there, so little ink. You just don't need any more ink than that. So I'm going to again put that to one side, and I'm going to come in with stencil number 4. Now pop that down over the top, and we can go back in. I'm not even going to put any more colour on this. I'm still going in with that same grey, not changing it at all. All right. Now, over again in those areas and see what happens. Now, you might say, oh, this is really pale. You know, I don't like it so pale. But you can go back in and you can do your highlights. So if I lift that off now, look at that. How super pretty is that? And I know it's very delicate, and I know it's not so bright for you. It's kind of very pastel. It's a little bit darker for me, but I am hoping that you can kind of see where I'm going. We'll do it with some darker colours in a minute. But what I'm going to say to you now is you can now, if you want to, start going back in with other colours. If you think this may be a little bit too grey and you want a little bit more yellow, you can go back in and change that. If you want it even heavier, I suppose what you can do is come in with your little stencil brushes. Now let me bring in a clean one that's relatively clean in my opinion. Again, cleaning the stencil brushes, all I do is that. I've been asked a lot, how do I clean my brushes? I do that, nothing more. Oh, okay, no worries, Cherry. I'm glad you could join me for a little while. Okay, so If you want to, go back in with that squeezed lemonade, leaving that top one on. If you want to, pop in a little bit more colour. If you want it a little bit yellower and not so grey, you can do that. Absolutely, yes, you can do that. So that's lovely. Lift that off. How about that? So that is your first one. It's as simple as it gets. And that was using 2 colours. We used a squeezed lemonade and we used a hickory smoke. All right. We're going to get obviously a little bit darker as we go, because obviously this is me just starting you off very gently. Might use those again in a second, that rose, but we're going to try and get through all of them tonight. Pop that on the floor for a minute. So if I can lift that up, I might, if I take that off, let me see if I switch you around. You can see me now. Hello. If I do that now, if I bring that in, can you see now? Obviously, it's a very pale yellow, but this is where I was starting, and that is on watercolour card. So it is super pretty, and it gives a really nice finish. All right. So that was squeezed lemonade and hickory smoke. All right. I'm going to give you a second. It's been placed on a random Sphinx. Honestly, you won't go far wrong. Hands up who is sticking their tongue out, probably me as well, actually. I've done 3 so far, and it looks like a bomb's gone off. I'm trying to be tidy for you lot. I don't think I'll worry too much now. Okay. Let me go and turn you back around. I'm going to go in with the next one, okay? So just bear with. Bring that back around. My arm again, my lovely suntanned arm from this gorgeous weather. So this now is our super smooth, and we're going to go and do the anemone, and we're going to do the anemone, and we're going to go and we're going to do it blue. All right, we're going to do it blue, and we're going to do it pink. And I'll tell you for what. Oh, sorry, I can't get the bits out now. Hang on a minute. Oh, Lisa, come on. Please tell me my stencils are in there. Yes. Don't need the dies. Don't need the stamps. We're just going to go for the stencils. And again, you've got your leaflet. I mean, you can follow colouring the front the same as what I've done for the packaging, but I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to give you something different tonight. So I'm going to go totally different to what I've done in the past. All right. So there again is our 4 stencils. So I'm just going to wait for a second to see if any of you want to get your anemones out. I'm just going to wait. Could you also, oh my goodness, Shelley. Yes, you can. I tell you what, these look absolutely gorgeous on the linen card. Don't always use the white. Use the pink, and then use some pink inks. Use the blue and blue inks. They look beautiful, and it gives you a very expensive feel. See if I've still got my sample here. I think I have. Yeah, I have. Now I did a demo with one of my background stencils before with lots of different colours, and this, I just wish I had TV cameras that showed you. This is the white linen card, and it looks beautiful. It really does. So don't stick to what I'm saying. Go for whatever you've got in your stash and try it. All right. Okay, let's have a look. Watching tonight. Oh, at least you can watch. Sit and watch, and when you feel better, honestly, you can go back and watch the video, and hopefully, catch up then. Fingers crossed. Let's have a look. I think we're all right at the moment. I think there's a few of you answering for me, which is really good. Okay, so let's now go in with the anemone and start with number 1. This is my extra smooth card. I adore this card. This card, I'll just tell you now, Dawn did a video the other day, and actually I've been speaking to Deborah about this card, and I hadn't spoken to Dawn about it, which was really bizarre. And Dawn picked out straight away the differences between my super smooth, extra smooth card and other super smooth cards on the market. Mine is probably a little bit pricier than others because I have mine cut to size and made. It comes straight from a paper mill, and I work with a guy who has been in paper all his life, a bit like my dad. So I've got a real history in paper and card, and my extra smooth card has got a very low chalk content. It's 250 GSM and it is almost cold to the touch. And there are people here in the group who have got the card, and I'm sure they will vouch for the card because it's stunning, and it also loves your alcohol markers. So if you're an alcohol colorer, honestly, it really is worth it. It really is. So moving on, and we're going to go blue and pink. Do you remember I said that? Now, Distress ink. Wouldn't normally do this. And then we're going to go Picked Raspberry. So I'm just being really careful to try and keep it slow as I can. And then we're going to go Blueprint Sketch. All right. So your three colours. Very bizarre, you say. Very bizarre. Now, that and that and that, it's going to make a beautiful purple, isn't it, if you think about it? Honestly, it really, really looks cool. All right. So let's start with the Kitchen Flamingo. Now, I'm only using an ink because I've lost my oxide. I put it somewhere very safe and I can't find it. So Kitchen Flamingo is a pale pink. So if you like your delicate flowers, this is perfect. And we are going to go in with the stencil, the little stencil brushes on this one as well. So again, ink up, light touch. All right, quite light touch. And you'll see not a lot comes out. So Kitchen Flamingo, because it is quite pale, you might go, do you know what? I need to put a little bit heavier on there. And you probably will. And the Kitchen Flamingo also, because I'm using an ink, this is going to soak into my card. It's not going to be on top of my card. It's going to soak in. So we're going to be really light. I'm pressing heavy because I'm using the ink. If you've got the oxide, you can probably press a little bit lighter. So I'm not even worrying about some of these bits up here. We're concentrating on those big flowers. All right. So now, before we go any further, do not remove this from the surface. Leave that exactly where it is. All right. I'm just going to do something to show you. Do not lift yours up. Leave it where it is. Just to show you, it is quite pink, but it's quite a pale pink. Now, pop that back down. I'm just going to try and see if my lights, because my lights are on my computer, I'm see if I can make it any brighter on my desk, because I've got them on warm. Let me just see if it makes a difference when I change it to cool. Or I'll just try something else, see if it makes it better. Has that made it any better for you? Just comment briefly for me if that's made the light better. I'm just going to have to catch up for a second. I'll just wait a second. Is that better light-wise or not? My linen card will be on the Create and Craft website, I'm sure. Yep, is that better? Okay, well, let's give it a go. Always comment if it's not. It's because the light is changing. So I had it on the warm setting. I've now put it onto the cool setting for the evening. Come down just a touch, all right? So that's your Kitchen Flamingo. And we're leaving that on where it is. Now, stencil brush. And you want that blue. Where did I put the blue? What have we done with the blue? There it is. Blue. Blueprint Sketch. Okay, really good colour. Now, beauty of our mat. I've got my bag that I take to TV with me here. So I've got all the bits I need. So I've got a spray bottle and I've got my cloth. Same ones you always see me with on TV. So just that's handy for me, just for now. if you haven't got a cloth or anything handy, I'll tell you what to do in a minute. So blueprint sketch, because it's a heavy colour. What brush am I going to use? I've already got one that's got blue in it, but I need a bigger brush. Do I need the larger size brush, right? So any colour I've got, wipe off. Now we're going to take the blue. Okay, so put your brush in the blue. You see it. It's a heavy old colour. This. It's beautiful, but it is a heavy colour. Now, I can wipe off over here because I can then mop my mat up because I've got my sponge. Not my sponge, I've got my water and my cloth. If you haven't, mop up over here, yeah? Because we're going to move your stencil out of the way in a minute anyway. So I'll do what you're doing. So you can see the amount of colour on there, can't you? Excuse me. I just caught my breath then. Well, I might have to have a little drink, I think. So start wiping off the colour if you're following along. This is a beautiful colour. It's kind of almost, I won't say replaced, but it's also on the love part with my broken china, because I really like broken china. I wanted to go back and find that other one I did earlier just to see if you can see it better in this light, but I'll have a look and we'll do it afterwards. Right, so I've taken off the majority of ink. These brushes have got that chamfered head, as you can see, okay? So what I want you to do, I want you to flick in just around the edge like this, and you'll see the blue on the edge of your mat. Just use it like a pencil or a paintbrush and flick in. See that? Now that blue is now looking purple. So the colour, it's all about your colour choices. We know, or we might not know, but we know now that pink and blue make purple. And this is going to give us that equivalent you get with your yellow and grey, yeah? I'm going to go in there if you want to, but you can pick up a bit more blue there if you want. I'll pick some up from here, dab some off, and do that. So what this is now going to give us, it's going to give us almost like a shadow. All right. Wait till you see this. Okay, don't worry about all these bits around the edge. This is not what we're worrying about. Now that, straight away, to me, is gorgeous. I absolutely love that. So that's stencil number 1. Let's go stencil number 2. And we're going to go back in with the pink, and I'm going to go back with that kitsch flamingo. All right. And see what we can do with the kitsch flamingo and a little bit of shading here. So quite honestly, if you've got 3 colours, you're lucky. If you've got 2 colours, don't stress it. Don't sweat it, because all you need to do is start changing your pressure irrelevant of the colour you're using. So re-ink, and let's see what we can do. I can see that already. Look at that. I can tell. I'm telling you to look at it, but you can't see it yet. I can. So we're going to come in like so. Now the beauty of the little brushes is I can get into some of this detail, because I can't get into that little gap there. So those little, there we go. And there, just want that like so. So, oh, actually up here, we're doing this one as well by the looks of it. So move the kitsch flamingo out of the way. It's starting to build, but it's the same pink, absolutely same pink. You can put it back on if you want, and get that brush again, that one that's got the blue on it. Pick up a little bit of that blue from over here, and if you want to add a little touch, if you want to, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything I'm doing. Just if you want to stick to the plain, you can absolutely do that, but just a little bit around the edges. See what I mean? It's giving you that shadow. It really is. So then we're going to go in with stencil number 3. Oh, Emma, it will be coming on. It'll be back on Friday when I'm on telly. Oh, thank you. Sorry, it's Danny bringing me a gift. Could you put the light on for me, sweetheart? It will definitely be there Friday. Okay. Oh, and Miriam or Dawn, could you lose Walad and Hussein? Because I don't think he's crafting or she's crafting. So we're going to go on with number 3. Okay, so we've got a little bit of shadow there, but I'm doing it like this because it's giving you a little bit lighter in the room. That light there actually is causing quite a shadow, isn't it? But let's see how we go. If I need to turn it off, I can turn it off. So let's go back in now with number 3. And this time, actually, Danny, that's given me a shadow.
Would you like me to remove it?
Could you remove it, darling? Thank you. Yeah, I didn't like the shadow there. It's giving it too much. See what I mean? It's quite dark. See where you've come in there. Let's stay there a second. Just my cameraman's there a minute. Yeah, that's better. Can you hold it there?
Bugger off.
Yeah, I thought he'd swear at me then. So look, so now we're going to go in with layer 3, and you can still see what's underneath. But this time we're going to come in with the picked raspberry, and that's because I can. It's because I've got it. But again, if you don't have it, please don't stress about it. And this time we're going to use the little brush, and we're going to pick up the picked raspberry. Now this is another vibrant colour, as you can see already. And we're going to pop that down there. Look at that. There's a load of ink on here. Load of ink. So put the lid back on the picked raspberry. You're going to need no more than that. So now take off as much as you can, because this is a darker pink, remember. So we kind of want to do the lightest version of the dark pink. So straight in here into all these bits here. You can see the difference. You really can. Okay. Leave that for a minute, that bit in the middle, if you're using the anemone with me. Doesn't matter if you've done it already, but I'm just going to show you a little trick, because I think something looks very cool with it. And we're going to go in the little circles around here. That's fine with that little brush. Sorry if I'm not looking at comments. It's because I'm kind of trying to concentrate on the demo, so you get the most out of me tonight. Because I think these kind of nights are really important, not just me trying to sell you things and tell you what's coming up. It's important to demo as well, so you can get the use out of what you've got. Okay, so that's the pink. Now you probably can't see this bit yet properly. If I hold that up, you see the hole, that hole there. Pop that back down. I've got my magnets have come off. It doesn't really matter. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go lightly with this pink, very lightly, and then I'm going to see if I've got some of that blue left. Pick that big brush up again, and you're going to flick in from one side, that blue, and it's going to make that purple in the middle. Yes, I can see it already. That'll look great. Look at that. You can see that now. And then we'll go in with the final one. I just wish my colours are as vibrant on air as they are in front of me. So now we're going to go back in with that pink, and I'm actually going to bring in that old stencil because there's quite a lot of colour still on there. So we're going to nick a bit of that, and we're going to go around all these areas that we need to. It's not going to be enough. I'm going to have to bring in the ink pad. Pop that down over here. Are many of you crafting along? I hope so. I'll keep looking. Danny, left a bit, right a bit. Yes, Sarah, you've got it right. So, oh, he's just driven over to the lovely Sue Peach's house, one of our design team ladies, who's, I'll tell you the story in a minute about I've been a nightmare with shipping of products at the minute. Absolute nightmare because of the problems. Lots of problems in Belgium apparently. So my stock is all stuck in Belgium. So we had a contingency show planned, but we were hoping not to have to use it, and we've discovered today that we might have to use it. We might, and because Sue, unfortunately for her, is local, has been tasked with creating samples for me, or helping me out with the samples, because I can't get the product out to the rest of the team to have it back to me by Thursday. and he's driven over there, and yeah, he's been giving Sue jobs to do. Poor Sue. So now lift that up for layer 4. I think you can see it all right. I think you can. Yeah. Let me flick you around again onto my camera, onto my other one. Let me flick you around. You can see me now. If I hold that up now. Oopsie. So if I tilt that, can you now see the colours? You can now see just mixing 2 colours. Okay. I know it's really hard to pick up. So that's pink and blue. All right. So again, don't have to do it pink and blue. You could just do it in pink on its own. You could do it in blue on its own. It would look gorgeous. But that's the choice you can make if you want to add an extra depth of colour to it. But it does look really good. If you look at that bit in the middle, really, is what I want to show you. You can, by adding the blue, you create that centre. Okay, you just create that different centre. That like that, you can probably see it better. But then you can go in and kind of plump up your colours if you want to. But you'll see, I'm trying to find the first one because the reason I want to find it is to show you if I could find the difference in tone. Where did I put it? Oh, I don't know what I've done with it now. I'll put it down safely. Let me see if I can find the 2 colours. Yeah. So let me turn that around. So there's your yellow. Oopsie. There's the yellow. And there's the pink. And you can see the effects. It almost gives it this gives it like a cool look. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it in. That gives you a cool look because the card is so white. And that gives you, even though it's yellow, it gives you a warmer look because the card is warm. All right. My back is hurting now as I had to stand. Couldn't do it, so I'm sitting down. Just sit and watch me. Sit and watch me, and then you can play afterwards, I say. So let's go now back with that plain card, which is the watercolour card. And do you know what's really nice as well? What's really nice is if you've got ink left on these, which we're going to probably find on one in a minute, that you can start using the ink which is left. Now we're going to find it on, I'm pretty sure, the next one, which is going to be the tulip bloom. Tulip bloom. Are you all fed up of me yet? Do you want me to go away yet? You've made 5, blimey. Do you know what? Being heavy-handed, you'll soon learn. You'll get a feel for it if you keep it really light. Keep it really, really light and build up the colour. I don't know what's happened here, but I've got 2 sets in this one. You can see I do this with my ink all the time, though. Look, I've got the blue on here as well. Right, we don't want that set. I think this is a whole set. Let me just check. Let me just check. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's good. So we're now going to use the double tulip bloom. That's what I think we're going to use. Let me make sure I've got all my bits together. Let me move you back down again. I hate just showing you my hands all the time. Let's bring you back down again. So, double tulip bloom. You can see now there's ink all over these. Sorry, where are you? Please don't go. Oh, all right. Do you know what? I will stay till 8:30. Yeah, and then because you might get bored of me by then. Or let's see how it goes. Let's just do what makes us happy. If you all start disappearing, I know you've gone to sleep. Right. So again, look at this one. We're going to do all of this one. So this rose, and we're going to go heavier. Then we're going to go heavier now. And I think we're going to go purples. Now, I'm going to let you into a secret. Have you ever seen me use purple? Ever? Ever, ever, ever. I'm going to tell you now, I hate purple. I don't like purple at all. Everyone loves purple, but I don't know why. I do not like purple. But I had a go earlier with the wilted violet, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I kind of quite like the purple. Why have I not used purple before? So I'm a bit of a convert to the purple now. Yeah, I can see why you all like purple. Now, I've got here wilted violet. I'm sure wilted violet was one of them I chose. I'm sure it was. If you have another purple, that's fine. If you want to use blue and pink to make a purple, that is also fine. But I need to get a fresh brush out now because I don't have any brushes with purple on. Hang on a minute. Oops. And oh, where's my brush? There's my brush. So now this is not, I don't think this is dirty. It's got pink on it, I think. No, it's got nothing on it really. So wilted violet. It is a really nice purple. So it's lovely. Why have I not used that before, eh? See what I mean? I don't know. I don't like purple. I find it difficult to make look good. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that our go-to colours? Amanda, that's probably why you don't like it, because you have to work with purple, don't you? I think it's one of those things. When I was at school, my school uniform was bottle green with a yellow shirt. It was hideous. And it's very rare you'll ever see me wearing green. Purple is feeling very hurt. Listen, I'm being, I'm changing. I'm kind of quite liking this because wilted violet doesn't scream purple to me. I don't know why. Just ignore me. If you like purple, use purple. And I like this purple, but I like purple with grey and I like purple with blue. So we're going to go really light with the purple. And I have to say, I have a feeling that I could be using purple a little bit more. Because I've certainly warmed to this colour. A little bit down there. I've certainly warmed to this purple. Now I think we'll do the green as well on this one. I think we'll do that as well. So I'll stop in a second when I've done this and I'll talk to you about colours. Let me pop my ink on here, remember, because I can use that. And we're going to just go a little bit heavier around the edge. The good thing is right, you can always add your colour, but you can't take it away. So from my point of view, start light and build up that colour. Don't go in all guns blazing, and don't go in, this is the other thing, don't go straight into the middle. Start at the edge, right? Start at the edge, always. That's the best advice I can give you. Because even if it's at the edge, you can always, like that, treat it like a shadow, okay? So if I lift that up, that's beautiful. But in the middle, it's slightly lighter because I've come in from the edge, all right? So pop that back on, and now we're going to do the leaves. So we've spoken wilted violet, yeah? That's really nice, isn't it? I'm converting by the minute. Now the green. You all know I love my twisted citron. I do. I love it because it's got that element of yellow to it. Now, thing about green and purple, when you mix green and purple, they get a bit muddy, a bit browny, you know. So I'm going to bring in the mowed lawn. All right. I'm going to wait a second. Oh, I was doing the double. Is this not the double? Have I done the... Oh, no. Do you know what I've done? I know what's happened. You know, I said I had 2 in the pack. I had a flipping rose in the pack as well. So it looks like we're going to get a rose. We'll do the tulip in a minute. I promise you, we'll do the tulip in a minute. How did that happen? I was doing the double tulip, wasn't I? Oh, dear. Anyway, so we're back on that rose again. Sorry about that. So let's go in with that green. Oh, Lisa. Now, we're going to use a blending brush. I need a smaller one because I didn't bring up 2 of that size in the stencil brush, and I've got my blue and my greys on there, and I don't want to contaminate it with the green. So we're going to have twisted citron, and we're just going to pop that in these areas around here. But Angie, pretend it's a tulip if you want. But I don't know if you can see when I lift this off, that it's gone quite browny here. I don't mind that, but we can change that a little bit when we get to the next layer with the other green. All right, so move that like so, lift that off, and I'll promise you we will do the others, only if you haven't got fed up with me by then. So number 2, now that's got pink on it, and I love the fact it has got some pink on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see how much pink we've got on that. So bring that purple brush back in and bring that, whatever's on left on here, let's see, we can lift it up and have a look in a minute and see if there's any ink that we're using from there. See, look at that already. There's a little bit of ink on there. So now I've not wasted that ink. I've used all of that. So we'll come back in with our wilted violet. Only a little bit though. We don't want a lot. Move it out of the way. And we'll come in slightly harder than we did on the previous layer. Not really hard. Slightly harder. That's all I want you to do. Slightly harder. And I'll show you why in a second. Lift that up. Super pretty, isn't it? So just a little touch more. That's all you need to do. All right. And then with the green, we're going to use, let's use the mowed lawn now, as I said. Oh, and I don't want to contaminate the brush, do I? So we're going to go in, mowed lawn, a little bit off, and we're going to go in those little spaces here. Okay, with the stencil brush. Okay. So you've got, in this combination, mowed lawn, twisted citron, and wilted violet. That's all we got. So we're not going to be using hundreds of colours again. Look at those green leaves already. Then we're going to go in with stencil 3. I'm sorry, it's a rose again. It's my fault. My fault. I don't know how I managed to put 2 in the same packet. Story of my life. So now we're going to go back in and we're going to use the same one. We are going to use wilted violet. Tap off because we've got a lot on there. Just over those spaces. A little bit harder. Try and avoid your leaves a little bit if you can, but it doesn't matter too much because when you mix the green and the purple together, we get the brown. Do you remember? Look, so I'll show you. Get the brown because now we've got 2 greens on there. And we lift that up. Isn't that cool? Starting to look really, really good. Oh, just checking everyone's okay. If you do, hi Christine. If you do need a break, I'm not going anywhere. So what I'll do once I've done this, I'll have a little tidy up, and then we'll make sure we get onto the other ones as well. All right. So I want to get through the colours for you. That's the main thing. So, oh no, Lisa, I picked up the wrong one there. I've gone back to number 2, number 3, number 4. That's what we want. And this has got a load of pink on it, an absolute ton of pink on it. So I'm not going to put any more ink on. And I'm going to do this all over with the ink I've already got on there. I'm not going to worry about it. Oh, Lisa, you've moved something there. I'm talking to myself as well now, look. And then if you've got enough on there, it would be great. Look at that. Now, for me, I might want a little bit more because it's turned that purple quite pinky, and we want to bring in a little bit more of a purple tone. So a little bit more, not too heavy, not too heavy. So just don't go too different in your colours, basically. Look at that. That's better, isn't it? Now I feel round here at the bottom is a bit light. So do you remember we talked about that grey, and we talked about having a little bit of shading around the edge or having it with the blue? So what you can now do is you can go back in. You can go back in. And here, this is the bit I was talking about, wasn't it? You could go back with the purple, but I don't think I want to. But now you can decide whether you have a blue or a grey available to you. So I'm going to pick up the brush I had and see if I've got enough blue on there just to give me a little shadow. I might not. And I feel, no, I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my grey in. Now that's that hickory smoke we were talking about earlier. We did it in the very first demo with the yellow. We just pick up a little bit of hickory smoke, a little bit, and then just a little bit of push that colour in. Push that in. Actually, I need to be a little bit heavier with that. Just up like so, around the bottom here. Just to give it a little bit more colour. All right, lift that up. Can you see that now? Now you can see it's covered over some of the other layers. So all you would do is you'd find the layer that it's covered, particularly, and I could see it's layer 3. I've gone back in with a layer 3 and just gone back in with the purple. Don't pick up the wrong brush. Just grab that purple and fill that in so it goes back over the top. All right. Take that off. So it highlights it all over again. And then if you feel that there's another layer that you might need to put a little bit more colour on, just bring it back in and play now. You can now decide, do you know what, actually, I need a little bit more purple here, just a little bit, just to lift that. So you can do whatever you like. There are no rules now. See what I mean? So now that's brought that back to where it was, but it's giving you a little bit of shade. You've gone all blurred. Once you've done enough, because what I'm worried about is information overload. I don't want you to get confused, okay? So I'm going to have a little stop now. I'm going to have a little chat. Oh, I've gone fuzzy. I will stop for a minute then and see if my internet comes back. Okay. Can you hear me okay, though? Let's see if you can hear me first. That's not very good, is it? It's crystal clear on my screen. It's okay on Facebook. All right, if you can hear me fine, let's just talk for a minute, shall we? Is it still blurry or is it coming back? Let me switch to my face. Let me just switch to my face. Is that still blurry? So I'm going to look over here for a second. It's cleared for you now on Facebook. It's come back now. Might have been a dip in signal. All right. Okay. So let me turn you back. So if it's okay, you're all good for a second. Let me just turn you back for a minute. All right. And we'll just do a recap. All right. I think the best thing to do is just to breathe. Think about what we've done so far and think of what colours we've used. All right. Because the last thing I want to do is overload you, but I would really like you to see the rusty hinge. Okay. Because I think the rusty hinge is one of those that you wouldn't necessarily think, but I think you're going to really like it. Okay. So let's recap. This one was Wilted Violet and any ink I had left on my page. And we had a little bit of shading with Hickory Smoke. And the greens we used were Twisted Citron and Mowed Lawn. All right. So that's, if you like, the purples and the greens. And actually, I think that looks really cool. So pop them to one side. I'm just going to flick this over. Here is the really pretty pastels. That was Squeeze Lemonade. We're going to do the tulip next. I think that's what we'll do. I think we'll do the tulip next, Trudy, with the oranges. Mustard seed, and let me bring that back in. The Hickory Smoke again. So we've used the grey in a couple. So that's those. For the What was the other one we did? If I put it somewhere safe, I put it somewhere safe. Oh, down beside me. Bear with. It's right beside me. And the other one we use, believe it or not, look at that. Okay, there we are. Look at that. Pink and blue, purple and grey. Similar result, different colour ink. All right. Honestly, personal choice. So if you think about that, that's Kitsch Flamingo and Blueprint Sketch. That, okay, that one is that. Where's the blueprint gone? All right. That is those two. This one is those two. So completely different colours, but actually very, very similar. All right. So again, it's choices. It's your choices. So that's those. So we're going to put them to one side now, and we're going to bring in the orange now. And I haven't done the lily, have I? But let's do the tulip, and we can always come back and do a lily another time. It's no biggie, is it? We can do that. And what have I done? Oh, no, leave that there. Right. Okay. Move these out of the way. I think I've made a bit of a blunder. Hang on a minute. No, I haven't. I think I've found it now. I couldn't find the rest of my tulip. That is the tulip, isn't it? That is the tulip, Lisa. I put it in the wrong packet. I think that's the tulip. What's the difference between the oxide and the ink? There's a lot of difference, actually. Now, the oxide... let me just make sure I've got these right, Hayley. 1 second. 1 second. That's number 1. That's number 4, number 2, and number 3. Okay, so completely different. So the oxide has got a chalky finish, and when you add water to an oxide, it causes the oxidization, so it changes color. You get those white, almost salty looking marks around the edge. Okay, now an ink, if we'll open them up and you'll see the difference. Let me open up and you'll see also, I know with Tim Holtz, the oxides are grey and the inks are black. All right. So, oh, Tony, I've got something on my screen from you. I don't know how to... You've managed to comment on my screen, which is very clever, but I don't know. It stopped me from seeing my screen a little bit. Let me see if I can make that a bit bigger. No, I can't do that. I can't see why I have got Tony on my screen there somehow. So, look, you've got the different colour in the inks, all right? It's going to be grey. Now, if we're to open this one, you can see it's a really... I have to move that up. It's a really like a matte finish. So that ink will sit on the surface of your card, okay? Yeah, I don't know what Tony's done. Tony, you've made a comment on the on the Facebook Live, and I can't remove it. I can't remove it. So if you're there, sweetie, could you try and take the comment off for me, because it's affecting what I can see. I'll try and move everything up for you anyway. So I'll leave it like that, all right? So that makes it easier. So the ink, when you look at the ink, can you see it's not translucent, but you'll see from the side as well, it's not almost like a solid colour. It will sink in. So when you mix your colours together, they will soak into your card. And when they dry, it's a lot more difficult to get rid of them, or to blend them easily if you've made a mistake with them. But if you do it with an oxide, you've got a lot more control and it's a lot easier to do. Okay, Tony, I don't know what you've done either, sweetheart. It must be something on Facebook. Let me see if I can. There, I don't know what happened there, but I've done it, Tony. You're fine. Welcome, lovely. So that's the difference. Chalky sits on the top, goes into your card, dries. When it dries, it's permanent. These you can move around quite freely. All right, so that's those. Now let's crack on with the last card, and we will do the lily next time. I promise. So we're going to come in now with our extra smooth cards. We're going to come with some almost like some browns. Okay, I absolutely love these. I really do. Now this is such a lovely color. You wouldn't think of using this kind of color, would you, on a flower? Now I think it's going to be beautiful. You might not like it, you might like it. So let's do one of two things. First of all, let's make a decision. So again, I'm going to go back in with the brushes that I've been using. That's the yellow brush, and that is my pink brush, I think. No, I don't want to use my pink brush. Let's try. Oh, it's got too much pink on it. Let's get rid of, clean that off. That's a good one. That's not cleaner now. So now let's open these. We've got carved pumpkin and rusty hinge. Gorgeous colours. Very autumny colours as well. So let's take off the carved pumpkin. Now the carved pumpkin is quite orange. So when I pop that down, look at that. It's a beauty of a colour. Absolutely beautiful. So never look at orange and think, ooh, orange is glorious. Now I'm going to put another piece of card over the top for a minute, and we're going to come in with the, where did I put my other, with the rusty hinge. This is brown but not brown. I'm going to go really heavy on it though. Look, don't be fooled by rusty hinge. Look at that. It is cracking. Now, I put them next to each other. Can you see how it works? It looks orange when it's there. When you put it next to an orange, it's not orange, is it? It's very clever. Okay. That comment should have gone now. There we go. Should I invest in oxide or wait for your inks? My inks aren't going to be blenders. You need your oxides. Mine are going to be inks for stamping. So if you want to do different sentiments and things with different inks, that's what mine are going to be for. Like, or if you want to do colouring a cute character, you can heat set mine, and then you can use your alcohol markers, your watercolours, or anything else on them. So that is what I would do. Okay, that would be my advice. All right, so let's go back to this rusty hinge and carved pumpkin, because I think you'll like these now, because they're not what you think they are they? So let's start with that carved pumpkin. Now I had plenty of colour on that, so I'm not going to add any more. There's probably a little bit of blue and pink on here as well from before. Don't matter, because that'll give us a nice shading around the edge. Now this is going to be a heavier one. We're going to do a much heavier colour this time. So this is the base colour, and this is the carved pumpkin with no additional ink from what I put on just now. So you'll see that this is a lot heavier than some of the colours we've used already. So be aware that you don't need much. Lift off. Can you see that? Straight away you can see the difference. Pop that back down, and what we can now do is come in with a rusty hinge and get that big brush again, take off any other colour, pop a little bit of rusty hinge down here. I just love this colour. And then you're going to do your flicking again in around the edge, just around here. Pick up some of that just down there, and I'm just going in like a circular motion just along this bottom edge, because this is going to give the shadow around this edge. All right, so that rusty hinge is going to really make that pop just there. Okay, we lift this up, you wait and see. Oh, look at that. And I've not put anything else on there yet. I just love this. See, I'm right in my zone now, aren't I? See, now I go on all night, but I haven't had my dinner yet. And Danny's bought me in a treat. All right, look what he's bought me. This is my little snack. I think he thinks it's going to help me. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, but that's Danny's effort at giving me some sustenance while I'm crafting. This is the. Please tell me. Yes, this is the tulip stencil. I'm so sorry. I'm going off piece a little bit. This is the tulip. So please tell me it's the tulip, because it's not the. Yes, it is the double. It's the double tulip. Oh goodness me. So we're going to use both of these again. We're going to go back in with that orange, the carved pumpkin. So again, just two colours. Take a little bit of the colour off, and we're going to go over this next layer just to give it a little bit more tone. A little bit more tone, just like so. And let's see where this takes us. Oh, see what I mean? See what these colours are like? Aren't they just lovely? Oh, hang on, I'll show you my washi. Straight across the middle, and I use those bits so I can pick them up. Yeah, so lift them up like that. There we go. So that's just two colours. I'm leaving this for a minute. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. Cracking colours. And I keep saying that word cracking, but they are. Now we're going to come in with layer 3. So this probably won't look like a tulip anymore, will it, once by the time I finish with it? So we're going to go heavier. A little bit heavier with that orange. Down here. And this is where I'm going to lift it up and have a look. I'm going to lift it up and see if I want to add in some of the rusty hinge. Oh, I quite like that. The rusty hinge is going to be the next layer, I think. Yeah, let's leave that like that. And then I'm going to come back in with rusty hinge on layer 4. Oops, layer 4. So put that down like that. So carved pumpkin and rusty hinge, two colours, the only two colours we're using. So let's bring that in and take some rusty hinge and pop it up here. You can see how I use my stencil as a palette as well as over here. So again, now over with the rusty hinge. This is beautiful. And just down here. And we might need to go back over for the leaves in a minute at the bottom. But let's actually, that's just gone a bit heavy there now. I don't mind though. That up. Oh. I'm going to tell you now, I did this one. Left these colours till last, and I had to do them. Yes, Sarah, I will be getting more of the layered tulips. They might be on next week, actually. I left this one till last because this is actually my favourite. I love these two colours together. I absolutely do. So I'm just going to go back in with layer 2 of stencil just for that leaf down here. I'm not going to put any more ink on. I'm just going to come over just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of colour, because I missed a bit down there, just like so, and lift that up. I think that colour is possibly my favourite. Now, none of you, I do not think, when you looked at the colours of the inks that are available, I think you all probably went pink and green and some of you the blues and that. But I think that is just the best. Isn't it just the best? Do you know what? Really quickly, I'm just going to grab one that's already out. Now, what one was already out? Where did we start? Just, you know, that anemone. I'm not going to get the tulip, the lily out, because it means I'm bagging everything. But look, let me just turn around before I go. And I know I don't have to sell you this colour because you can see already. Let me just do the anemone in those two colours. All right, let me just keep those two, rusty hinge and carved pumpkin. So let's just leave the yellow that we've already got on here. Let's do it really quick. This is how quick you can be. So I kind of know where I'm going. So that's the carved pumpkin without any extra on it. All right. I know I've gone over other areas, but I'm not really too fussed about that. Just to show you quickly. That's layer 1. Layer Oh, layer 2. Let me put a little bit more carved pumpkin on my brush. All right. Layer 2. Look at that. I'm going to go. We're doing quite heavy now, you see. Just layer 2, and then we'll come in. See what I mean? If you want to get heavier, you can. Layer 3. But this is where we're going to now bring in our rusty hinge. Actually, we're going to bring in both. We're going to bring in both. And we're going to pop the rusty hinge up here. And we're going to go in all those gaps. Remember, around the edge of that anemone. Just around the edge. Not in the middle yet. Oops, don't need all that. I've got that colour there. Just up here. Down here. All right. Just like so. Just get that little bit round there. And I'm going to now take the rusty hinge and I'm going to pull in, flick up. So you only catch the bottom of that semicircle. Excuse my hands. All right. Pull those down. See what I mean? It gives you that shading. And where's number 4? Bring in number 4 for all that detail now. And this is where the rusty hinge comes back in again. Rusty hinge. Around here on the orange. Love this. See, I go quiet now. You see, normally I'm talking a lot, but now I'm going a bit quiet because I'm really enjoy this. So are you all enjoying your Ultimates, those of you who got them? And if you haven't, are you getting on okay using the products without? Doesn't the Ultimate make life easier? Lift that up. There you go, look at that. Now, that's not quite dark enough for me, so I'm going to go find where that is. I'm going to try and get a little bit of darker, that rusty hinge in there, see if I can. Yeah, that's better. Lift that up now. There we are, look at that. So, let me try and bring that up to you. My overhead doesn't quite do as good a job as the forward facing. So let me flick you back to me. There we are. So now, let me see if we can do this, because my light has definitely gone. How about that? So, for me, probably rusty hinge and carved pumpkin, and probably a hickory smoke in there somewhere, and a blueprint sketch will probably be, if you haven't got them, would be the ones that I would say definitely. You wouldn't normally look at them and go, I really need them, but actually looking at tonight, you do. You know, with your pinks, you can add a blue and make your purple. You know, with your yellows and your blues, you can make a green. And you know, with your pinks and yellows, you can make an orange. But you can't get that rusty colour and you can't get a grey. So for me, that is where I would probably say, if you've got any gaps in your stock, anything you're trying to fill that could make a difference to what you're doing, they would be probably my colours to go for, if I'm honest with you. Okay, grey is super important, Pinky, really super important. If you can use a black, you can use a black soot if you are really careful, because people know a phrase that I've used for years is black is your friend, and black is your friend. But if you're scared of black, which many people are, that hickory smoke is a little softer. Now, black soot in the oxide range is brilliant. And I was going to use it, and I thought, no, it's quite a heavy colour to start you off with. We're going to build up to that, and we'll do that when we do some watercolouring in the next live as well. We're going to be bringing in a lot of black. I think we've done a class on this before, but black again is your friend. So please, your blacks and your greys are so important. Okay. Let's have a look. Aren't the oranges just amazing? Honestly, the oranges are fantastic. The ultimate, it does help, doesn't it? It really does help. Yeah, so Catherine, what you can do, what I find if you don't have one, I will draw around this top half of my stencil and then put tape on each of the corners with low tap masking. I'll have that prepped before I start trying to move stuff around, and then I would tape your card down to the desk so your card doesn't move as well. I mean, the ultimate will do all that for you, but obviously it's a considered purchase and you might not want one. But you, as I say, tape all your corners and tape your card down. I find that is the quickest way to do it. If you haven't got one. Is it dark outside? Yeah, look, you can see it's dark. I don't know if you can see. I put my finger there. See the little white bit? Let me see if I can turn around a little bit. This is my home studio. My plant's on the table, but there's my two cushions. You can see my two cushions, and there's a dent in the middle. You probably can't see it, but that little shade in the middle there is Prudence, and she's made a big dent, but she matches the colour of the sofa. But she's quiet as a mouse, isn't she? Okay. Would you stamp before using the stencils? Right, okay, that's a really good question. I meant to answer this earlier. If you're using oxides, because they have a chalky finish to them, I would stamp after, because if you stamp in black, for example, when you put your oxides over the top, and actually, Hayley, this is another real big difference. If you put your oxides over the top of the black, you're going to lose your black, and it's going to be like a dirty, messy, grey looking colour because it is that chalk finish. If you're using an ink, you can do it either way, but generally I would say stamp after. And if you don't have one of these, get one of these. Okay, a Versifine Clair Nocturne. And again, I don't want to say too much, but on Friday, depending on what show we end up doing, if we're doing the stamp show, that will be the best thing that you've invested in a long time, along with that. If we're doing the embossing folders, depends on the show. If we're doing the stamps, you need one of them. If we're doing the embossing folders, you definitely need that. All right, just saying, because they're going to work perfectly. Yeah, now very quickly before I go, and because I do know it's time's getting on, but yeah, Catherine, that's what I'm saying. If you've got tape and you can manage, do you know what? Absolutely, absolutely. You don't live on baked beans then either, do you? It's whatever works easy for you, I suppose, isn't it? But look, before I go quickly, I've got a show. Got the Weekender on Friday, launching at 8 p.m. So obviously I'm meant to be live at 7 p.m. here, which I can't be. Thursday, I was going to do a live, and there was a reason why I wasn't. So I think the live next week is going to be Wednesday. So we're going to do a Wednesday live, but I will put it in the group. Wednesday live, not Friday, because I will be on air Friday. Now, what you need to know is that half of my stock is stuck in Brussels. Yeah, Brussels, Belgium. The other half of my stock is stuck Peterborough, actually, believe it or not, but not in the studios. So I was hoping that it was all going to be here today. Well, none of it is, quite frankly. So depending on how it goes next week to what we will be doing on TV, it's really, really flipping frustrating. I was going to swear then, not really swear, but yes, I'm really frustrated. So Wednesday, I will come back and we will talk about what we're going to be doing Friday. So there won't be sneak peeks yet because I don't know what's going to be on. If I do, I will let you know. But yeah, it's going to be a weekend. It launches at 8 p.m. on Friday, okay? And then Saturday is at 12 noon, and then I can confirm to other times later. So hopefully you've learned something about your colours, all right? Sorry, put my arms up. Let me just check if there's anything I haven't answered. I'm lying in bed watching you. Oh, bless you, Connie. Let's have a look. Can we load? No, Bev, you can't load them on our webpage, but you can load them onto our Facebook group. So join out if you're not there. I think you might be, but it's Crafting with Lisa Horton. Come and join the group. Make sure you share the group out to people as well, or share this live so people can follow along for people who haven't seen it. But share them into the group, definitely. I would love, I just love seeing makes. Can we do the lily on Wednesday? If we, quite possibly we can do the lily on Wednesday. Let me know what colours you would like to see with the lily, and we will do the lily on Wednesday for you. And anything else that you need. If you go away and you practice and you go, oh my goodness, you've got these colours on the website. Can you see what you know, what should I do with these colours? Or, you know, how do I do the lily? Anything you've got questions about, put them in the feed, and I'll go back and look at all the comments, and I will try and pick out the bits that we missed to do in the next live. All right. Yes, if you want anything, grab it on the website. If you're happy with what you've got, absolutely go away and play. Remember, mix your colours, start really light, build your colours up. And if you want to have a shadow just around the edge with your grey or your blue, depending on what other colour you're using with it. All right, so that is my advice to you for starting. And then as you get more confident, build the colours. Remember, you can go back to the layering stencils if you feel one's not light enough, one's not dark enough. You can change it up. All right, then stamp afterwards and then do your die cutting. That would be my way of doing it. Okay, so thank you everybody. I will let you go. Can't think of anything else that you need to know, but it's 9:15, so enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you all Wednesday 7 o'clock, where we will do, and we'll chat about the shows, and we will also do another live using the lily. So thank you so much. Enjoy your evening and enjoy your weekend. Take care everyone. Bye.